Dr. Jim Stoppani here with your weekly Shortcut to Strength gym hack. Now this week, I'm going to be discussing the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift in biomechanics for how to maximize your strength on each one of those. The bench press, we're going to be talking about hand grip. The squat, we're going to be talking about bar position and feet width. And then with the deadlift, we're going to talk about the style of deadlift, sumo versus a regular deadlift. Now with bench press, there's a lot of debate over what's the proper grip width. Do you want to go wide? Do you want to go narrow? Some of it depends on the individual. A person with longer arms is definitely going to have a bit of a wider grip on the bar versus someone with a shorter arm. But there's actually a measurement that's fairly well accepted. And what we call this is biochromial distance. And that's just the distance basically of your shoulders. So you take the biochromial distance and you multiply that by 1.5, and that's going to be the width that your hand should be on the bar. Now what that will do is that when you bring the bar down to your chest, it'll have your arms at about 40 degrees abduction from your torso, and your upper arm should just be about parallel with the floor, which is the perfect position in the lower portion of the bench press. As far as bar position goes with the squat, you have two main bar positions. There's a high bar and a low bar squat. The high bar sits higher up on your shoulders. What that does is it keeps your back more upright when you get down into the lower position of the squat. That can help you focus a little bit more on quadriceps during the squat. A low bar squat, it drops down probably in the mid traps, just above your scapula. Everyone's a bit different. With the low bar squat, you have far more bend at the hips, so that's going to involve more glutes and hamstrings, but a lot of people find that they're a bit stronger with the low bar squat versus the high bar squat. So play around, see what works best for you. As far as width of your feet go, again, that's more of an individual preference. Taller squatters are going to take a more wider stance versus a shorter lifter, but mainly going wider can hit more glutes and inner quads, and then the opposite applies for the more narrow stance. It tends to hit more of the outer quads. Since you're trying to maximize your strength on the squat, pick the bar position and the foot position that allows you to squat the heaviest. Sumo deadlift, your legs go very wide and your hands are going to be in between your legs. For the standard deadlift, you're typically about hip width as far as your feet position, and your hands go outside of your legs. Now, as far as the research goes, comparing a standard deadlift to a sumo deadlift, the sumo deadlift, more traps, more quads, more inner hamstrings. Standard deadlift, more glutes, more outer hamstrings, which is your biceps femoris. If you want to focus on different muscle groups there, you can with these different styles of the deadlift. However, since the Shortcut to Strength program is about maximizing your deadlift, find the deadlift style that best suits your body position and allows you to lift the heaviest. So that's a brief breakdown on some very complex biomechanics for the bench press, squat, and deadlift. You can look directly under this video for more content on how to adjust your grip for the bench press, bar placement for the squat, and style of deadlift. So make sure to take in consideration what I've covered here today while you're going through the Shortcut to Strength program. And be sure to check back next week for my next gym hack video.